Alright, just waiting for the game to launch. I had to reboot. You see what? What do you see, Lana? What do you see? Well, that's just an automated message created by the chatbot. I have a script that is called going live settings, and that's what was happening there. So today it's either the game doesn't work or the USB connections doesn't work, but now it seems to be working. No, that was my bot in my name. But now the game seems to be working. If it only can show. There we go. Finally! Finally we have a game. And we have controls. And we have everything. Everything is on order now. This only took me an hour. It only took me an hour to get get here. Holy crap. Sometimes computers will not cooperate. Would be nice if they just could do what you told them when you told them to. There we go, side panel ready. Everything is ready. And we can continue our journey around Sweden. So this stream will be shorter than I have planned, almost an hour shorter than I have planned, but I will be on for about 80 minutes. 1 hour 30 minutes, something like that. So let's just start a job. Well, I'm glad it's not only me. But yeah, I really don't like computer issues. Those are really annoying. Let's see if I can. Boom. And boom. I have to have my keyboard over here for a little bit. And boom. There we go. Proper seating position and everything. So yeah, computer problems, eh? It's the worst. And this time it is one cloud syncing service from Microsoft. That's this, which is the culprit in my issues, because first I didn't know what was wrong. I just thought it was Steam, and I restarted my computer. In total, I restarted my computer 4 times during this session, and first I thought it was Steam that was just glitching out on me, And then I noticed that OneCloud was trying to sync not the game files, but the saved game files. And it couldn't sync the saved game files because I am launching the game through an app called Trucksbook, which logs my yes, and believe me, I will go through my OneDrive settings and fix that, but not today. I have shut it down now. I think I will remove the whole OneCloud thing from my computer because I'm not using OneDrive at all. Actually, I'm using I'm using Google Drive for syncing, and Google Drive does not sync my game files because I haven't. Yes, Google Drive all the way. Same here. Google Drive is syncing my photos and everything, but yeah, it should not sync my game files, which it don't. But OneDrive does sync some of the folders apparently, where the saved files are kept. So that's a little bit annoying. Yeah, it's a little bit. It costs a little bit, but I really like Google Drive. I kind of like Google. I've used Google since the first Gmail, since Gmail was in beta. I remember I had to get a friend of mine to invite me to use the Gmail because it wasn't launched. So I had a Gmail account since it was not available for everyone. I had Gmail since before it was cool. I'm a Google hipster. Yeah, I really like the Google Docs. I use them all the time for everything. For budgets and... Oof! I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Oh, come on. Hook up, please. So yeah, I'm going to turn off OneDrive completely because I don't use OneDrive at all. I used Dropbox for a while, but I'm not really using them either right now. I'm just using Google Drive. Or well, I do have a Dropbox account, so I can access some folders that I have with some other people, but for my personal use, I use Google Drive. And I have a lot of photos on my PC that I'm trying to sync. I'm not sure if it's done yet. Alright, see you in 20 or 30 minutes, Lana. But yeah, what was I going to say? OneDrive is going to be shut down. I use Google Drive. Yeah, I'm syncing my whole photo library that I have on my external hard drive, And the good thing about Google Drive, you can, as long as you don't upload the full-size image, then you can basically sync how many photos you want, and that's really cool. So I have hundreds and thousands of photos, not all good photos, but just photos that I need to save, and Google Drive is pretty good for that. Just so I have them available. All the edited photos, they are of course syncing as well, but yeah, I just need them in one location. So, Master Mundi, when do you know more about the dog? Is the dog at the vet now? Or is it at home? I really hope your dog will be alright. We have 2 dogs, brother and sister, and getting groomed at the vet. Oh. Well, that's nice. Nice with a good grooming session. We have 2 dogs now, and it's so horrible when they are in when they are not well. Oh, is your dog is she old, or is she a young dog? I don't remember if you have told before. Doesn't make it less hard if she's old though, but she's old. Okay. Then I bet she had a good life, at least. Can barely walk or get up. Ah, that's never fun. That's never fun. It's sad that that dogs are that a dog's life goes by so fast and ours so slow in comparison. At least when you are sharing your life with them, because they do become family. So it's never easy. And even if we know they are of course going that way, it's never easy. It is hard. But we can only remember the good times. When they are gone. We had a whole family of you know, Daegu rats, like they are not chinchilla, but they are in the same they are kind of a relative to the chinchilla. It's like they look kind of like squirrels. We had a whole family of those. We had like 7 staying here. We had the father, the mother, and 5 younglings. And the last 2 years, we just had to watch them fall off one by one, and that was really tough. But they also got really old. Our oldest was like, I don't know, how old was he? 7.5 years, which is really old. And our youngest was 5 years or something like that. And we they also had two brothers, which first we had 2 sisters, and then we got the 3rd one that was sold to us as a girl. They told us it was a girl, and it was not a girl. So our 2 original girls, the 2 sisters, they got pregnant, and the first one to go, she died because of complication with the pregnancy, and that was how we learned that they were pregnant. And the way you can spot the difference between a boy and a girl Daegu is by measuring the space between their butthole and their yeah, urine penis basically, because the female and the boy, they are not very different from each other, but the space between the back and front is just about a pinky finger between the width of a pinky finger. So if you do not know what to look for, then you don't know. And the place that sold them to us, they didn't know, and we were kind of new with the Daegu things, so we only knew that we had 2 sisters, but we didn't know the difference between the sexes, so we couldn't spot it ourselves before it was too late. And then one of the sisters died because of complications with the birth. So all her babies, they died before they came out, which made it complicated for her. So we tried to operate her, but she passed away 24 hours later, because it's hard to operate on this small animal. But her sister, she had a stronger immune system, so she survived, and she gave birth to 7 younglings, and 2 of them were boys, so we had to give them away when they got old enough, but we kept all the girls. And we castrated our male so he wouldn't give us more problems. And then we had 7 Daegu rats. The shop that sold us the boy as a girl, they provided us with a large cage so we could fit everyone, since it was kinda their fault. At least they were not completely off the hook about the fault issue. So they provided us with a large cage, and that was good. So we had plenty of room for everyone. And then all the children grew up, and they got about 5 and 6 years old. And our oldest, the oldest one was the little boy that we got from that shop, and he was always really tiny. That's why the shop thought he was a girl, because he was so tiny. And our 2 girls, they were quite a lot bigger than him as well. So so he was a small dude with big females around him. And also all the other children, they grew up to be bigger than him as well. But he was the one that survived, and he had a lot of issues. There was a period of like half a year where he had 3 surgeries on him, and he was just like knocking through it like a champion, because he was just too glad to be alive, I guess. And he became the oldest one. I think he ended up being 7.5 years old or something like that. But when he passed away, there was only one of the children left. And sad to say, we had to put her down at the same time, because the Daegu cannot live alone, because that will make them depressed. And also she was kinda scared of everything, so she was the one that was most nervous of the whole pack. But yeah, it was a bit stressful when with the surgeries and everything, but luckily most of the time we had everyone. They didn't need to go to the vet and everything. We had them, of course, from time to time just for a checkup, but most of the time they managed to be on their own. And also they could spend the time they preferred most of the time. Daegu is not it's not a pet for children, but they're really cute, so there's a lot of parents that buy them for a child, because they think it's, I don't know, kind of like a hamster. But the Daegu is not very cuddly. It will not stay quiet. It will not keep still. So it's hard to pet them. And what they think is fun is like crawling around and exploring stuff, climbing on your body, all across the shoulders, on the arms, on the head, everywhere. Even on our dog, they climbed around on her. And so that's what they think is fun. They are always busy with something, so they don't keep still at all. So they are not for children, to be honest. And the veterinarian, when I had to put down our oldest, she was surprised that he was that old. Even 5 years old the oldest she had seen, and and he was 7.5 years old. So I don't think she had seen a daegu that was older than 3 years at any time. So a lot of daegus as pets die really young because people get bored of them, I guess. I don't know. But for us, they moved in our apartment where just after we moved in, so it was really weird when there were no more daegus in our apartment, because we had had them for the majority of the time that we have lived here. So that was really weird when they got away, and we couldn't bear to take in new ones because we couldn't handle going through that again. So we now have our dogs, and we hope they will live for a long time. But our girl, she had 2 years ago, she had cancer in her tongue. So a little way towards the back of her throat, we discovered a lump just by coincidence, actually. It was nothing specific we looked for, but suddenly we saw there was a lump on the back of her tongue, and they found out that it was cancer. And that was stressful. That was not fun at all. But they managed to remove it, and she has been good ever since. So that's really good. That's really good. We are very pleased with the veterinarian that made that operation. So they did a really good job, and we are hoping they at least become twice their age as they are now. They are 7.5 years old now, and we hope they at least become 14 years old, both of them. And according to their gene pool, that might happen, because in 2012 we visited our dog's grandfather and great-grandmother, and they were 12 and 14 years old at the time, I think, or it was 10 and 12 years old at the time. I don't remember, but yeah, they were old dogs. But I don't remember when they passed, but I guess they are passed now. But yeah, that was an experience, traveling to Austria to visit our dog's family. That was something else. That was an adventure. So we had 3 dogs with us. We had the 2 that stays with us and their mother with us in the car, and we drove from Norway to Austria and visited their grandfather and great-grandmother. So that was pretty special. you might say. And really cool. So we have this cool family picture of of the 5 of them together at the lake in Austria. Oh, Jesus. That was a stupid crash. Shouldn't slow down in the middle of the freeway. Turn off the road before you slow down. So we got some trailer damage. That's not good, but alright. Just before our delivery point and everything. But this boat I am carrying it's very fragile, so it's easier to get damage on the fragile cargo, of course. This is our drop-off point here. Just waiting. That's good. Let's go around the building here. Oh, no. Look away for 1 second. Not smart. I think I need to... there we go. Camera was a little bit... There we go. Yes. Speedy. Quick deliveries, you know. That's how we do it. Cargo needs to be delivered fast. Fast and furious. Well, reasonable. Oh! Okay, we still made some money, but we lost a lot of money also. Oh well. At least we got a bunch of money. Let's repay 2 of these loans. Now we don't have any money left. So I have to wait with the repairs. And we need to get ourselves over to the rest stop before we start a new delivery. Oh, I didn't see that car. It just suddenly was going past me. Oh man. Well, I think I can. Maybe I can repair, even though I don't have any money. I think I just get negative bank amount. See if that works. Welcome back, Lana. Are you not so cranky? Were you cranky before? Service. Oh, put me back a bit. Just seeing what we have. Oh yeah, paid your bills. I remember now. Never fun, but important. The local council fucked up. What did they fuck up? Damn! So you suddenly got a huge thing. That's cool, Lana. So these type of games are like ASMR for you then. Something like that. So let's see which Uppsala, Malmö, Trelleborg. Okay, let's see. Holy crap! That is not fun at all. Let's go down to Malmö. Or no, let's go to Trelleborg. Oh, that's not fun. That's not fun when you think you have paid everything. And suddenly, surprise! That's not fun at all. Those kinds of surprises are not welcome. Not welcome at all. That's too bad. Nej. Riskera. Well, that's not fun when they charge you too little tax. That's never good. Not fun, not fun. Parkera. So how much did you have to pay after that, Lana? How much did it put you back? That sucks. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of money when you are needing them for like vacation and everything. That you have to pay back. Still not fun. Still not fun. I am actually paying voluntary extra taxes every month, so I can be more certain that I actually get money back. I pay. I have that tax table that you were talking about as my base, and then I add 1,000 Norwegian kroners on top of that. That's how I do it, and that way I can be more certain that I don't get on the downside, and that I rather get money back than have to pay extra in. So I've done it like that for the last 3 years or something like that, and that works out great. It's not always a large amount that I get back from the taxes, but at least it's a positive number instead of a negative one, and that helps. That helps a lot. So it's kind of a way to save throughout the year for me. Both me and my wife does it like that. Because I have had a couple of times where I had a large amount to pay back, and that's never fun. It's never fun when you have a large amount that you have to pay, and especially if you have a lot of other large bills if you have a car at the same time and service for that. So I don't have a car anymore. We sold our car a couple of years ago because it was just a money drain, and I figured that we really didn't need it. I'm the only one with a license, so my wife cannot drive it. So if she could have driven the car, then we might have kept it, because then both of us would have used it. But since only I had a license to drive it, then we didn't use it enough. Well, it takes me 30 minutes to get to work with a bicycle, with a regular bicycle, and it takes me like 20 minutes with the bus. So even if I go with the bus or bicycle, did I go the wrong way now? No. Even if I go with the bus or bicycle, it doesn't take me that much longer. But I am looking to invest in a electrical bike to shorten down the travel time even further. So I'm going to buy myself or invest in e-bike for transportation, and use my regular bike for exercise. That's my plan now, especially when I'm switching work locations and have to start early in the day before the buses go. So my goal now is to try to not have a bus card either, and save some money that way. Then we save like 50% of our bus cost, if or not quite that, but if I'm just using the bus a few times I need to when I'm off work, then we will save a good amount of money on that. I can buy some periodic tickets when I need to instead. But yeah, a car is a really expensive luxury. Of course, depending on where you live, according to where you work, it's a necessary evil. But yeah, if you're located so your travel distance to work doesn't get too bad, then there's really no point. So for me, the distance that I'm going to work, it's too short to use the car for, and if I did, it's too expensive to park it, and too expensive to go through the toll booth just for a 10-minute drive. And it's not faster than the bus, because I have to look for a parking space, and when I find a parking space I have to walk to the office. And depending on where I find a parking space, that can be either very close or further away. With the bus I always know where the bus stops, and with the bicycle I always know how much time I'm going to spend on the bicycle. Or at least a minimum time and a maximum time, depending on which route I take, and a little bit on the weather and wind situation. If it's a lot of headwind, it can go a little bit slower, but not so slow that it's not doable. But yeah, I was looking at some e-bikes yesterday at a shop, and some of them look really sturdy, and I do need a sturdy bike. The one that I have now is a cyclocross bike, so it's more like a road bike with thin tires. I cannot really use those tires when the winter comes, so I need some broader tires when the winter comes. But also in the fall and the winter the weather is not so pleasant, so if I can make the bike commute faster and more enjoyable, then I will do that. And an e-bike will do that, because then I can have a constant speed. That's the great thing about those electrical engines. They provide you with a constant speed without too much effort. You still have to use your muscles to move it forward, because if you don't turn the wheels, you cannot run the little electrical engine. But still, it's a lot quicker and more comfortable. Let's see, is there something to Malmö from here? Nothing. Let's see. I've been there, Växjö. We can go there. Let's go there. What happened? Oh wait, I have an idea. Or can I recruit anyone? I have to have a fee, so that doesn't help. Alright. But we are going up here at least, so let's find that job. Oh, is that also... Yeah, we haven't been there either, so... But these ones are better paid. So let's do that. We need the money. We need the money. It's all about the money. But this might be our last ride of today, actually, because we are closing in to when I have to log off. So let's hope tomorrow that I don't have all these issues before I start my stream. but I'm probably going to stream something else tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe. Or maybe I will continue with this game. Or maybe ATS. I need to progress in ATS as well, so maybe it will be ATS tomorrow. We will see how it goes. What do you say, Lana? American Truck Simulator tomorrow? Or something else? You haven't seen that? Well, okay. It's settled. Then we do ATS tomorrow. Well, I will try to get on a little bit earlier tomorrow. Maybe I manage to get on at 10 PM, I hope. That was my initial plan today, and then it became 10:30, and then it became all of a sudden almost 11:30 because of all the issues, but I'm going to try to get on at 10 AM tomorrow morning. I was up early today, so according to that should not be a problem. I managed to get to bed in a reasonable time yesterday after work. I had an extra shift yesterday at work, not where I usually work, but at the shopping mall. So yesterday I was Paul Blart mall cop. Just tagging along with a colleague. So it was alright. It was easy money, you might say. Good company. And smooth sailing. That was nice. And some extra cash before my holidays. That's cool. Some overtime. And all that jazz. Extra money is always nice. I usually don't do a lot of extra shifts and everything like that, but sometimes I help out. Oh, I hope it goes well. I hope he gets a job or gets that job, so that will be nice. It's not always easy these days in the job market to get jobs, so. But yeah, two incomes is very helpful when you are living together. Yeah, I am crossing my fingers and my toes and the tail of my dogs. So I hope he will get it. So this will be our final delivery for today, and then I will have to log off and prepare to get to work. We still have some time to go. Yeah, that can be hard. You need a strict, somewhat strict system. Everything is doable, but it all depends on the rents and all other expenses. We could probably have made it with if one of us worked a little bit less, but it would be right. I don't know, maybe we could have made it with 1.5. If one of us worked like 50%, maybe it would be okay, but it would be very tight. So at least I believe it would be. And we might have had cut down on a few things if we were to make that work, but I'm glad we both have full jobs. It's always easier to plan with 2 full incomes. So yeah, I have to check my bike tires, see that they are have enough air in them, and I need to wrap my uniform and take the dogs out for a short walk before I leave. So it will be a busy hour the next hour. So I can get moving. So today it will be the short route to work, but the short route is also the steep route. So it's a lot of climbing the first part, even no matter what way I'm going, because I have to go up on the mountainside. And then, but the good thing is that it's downhill all the way to the office when I reach halfway. When I'm at the halfway point, it only goes down towards the office, so that's really good. And the same when I'm returning home, it's uphill from the office and downhill when I reach the top. But when I get an e-bike, that hill climb will be more than shortened in half. The traversal of that hill will be more than shortened. So at least 50% faster to get to downtown. So I can probably compete with the bus when I have the e-bike and going downtown. So that will be really cool to see how that works out. And I have to make a separate profile on my Garmin, one for the e-bike and one for one for the exercise bike, or the cyclocross. So I still will be using that one, but well, the cyclocross bike I have a indoor trainer, so I can also hook it up to my computer actually and use it indoors, which is really nice. If I find a way to set it up in my living room where I can use it, then I maybe will be streaming some of that on a later time. I have a few I have some cycling apps that works kind of like a game, but it's exercising, which is really fun. But yeah, so maybe I will stream some cycling at one point. We'll have to see. Could be cool. It could be cool. But I have to see if I actually have room for the bike and everything I need before I'm doing it. And it also takes some time to set it up because I have to change wheels and everything on the cycle if I'm going to use that trainer, so another good thing about that trainer is that it's wireless, so I can actually use it if I wanted. I could just put it up outside on the balcony or outside the bike room on our apartment building and just use it there. So for those rainy, cold days, I could be cycling indoors if I wanted, or at least under a roof, by the help of that trainer. And I can also hook it up. I can either hook it up to my computer or I can hook it up to my phone. So that's cool. And I can adjust the difficulty by mimicking the height, percentage, and speed. So that's pretty cool. A lot of good options to get some exercise. So it's kind of like a spin cycle, but you're just using the regular cycle, and yeah. You also have to use gears and everything when using the trainer, so you're using your bike as usual, only stationary. And that's pretty cool. Yes, I am actually. There is the settings and everything. I feel that they are really stable. I noticed that there are a few frame drops here and there, but in the duration of a stream, it's usually below 1.5%, so it's not really that noticeable. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with everything. The settings are really stable, and it runs stable at 60 FPS, which is nice. Yeah, it's normal, but if it's too high, then you will notice it. But as long as it's under 2%, at least, I don't know how. But with some of the settings I have had, I have been up to like 30% frame drops with some of the settings I have tried, and that is really noticeable. Frame drops and skipped frames, those are bad. I have had both, and they are not fun. Not fun at all. So yeah, these settings that I have managed to crawl my way towards are pretty good. So I'm very pleased with these settings, and I can recommend them if to anyone that has about the same system as me. And even these settings with 6000 bitrate are better than some of the settings I have had with lesser FPS and lower bitrate. So it's really weird how that works. That is really something. So yeah, the only thing I want now really is it's more USB ports directly on my computer, because the hubs I have now, they work, but as you saw earlier they are not always cooperating as should. But so I do want more. I do want more USB ports of the PCI card type, so I can get even more stability and more outlets directly on the PC. Oh, really? Jesus. I'm turning too early. we go. I think straighten up a little bit. But yeah, I also wish that there were not that many cables. More stuff should be wireless, that's for sure. I want a Bluetooth wheel, Bluetooth stick shift. Everything should just be Bluetooth. That would be nice. Wireless connections. There are so many cables underneath my desk right now it's not even funny. It's so... I think I have kind of a system, but there's still a lot of cables. Oh man. So yeah, I guess that's it for this stream. It was short, but that's how it is. Can't always have a long stream, and I kinda have to work, so there's that. But I will try to do I will try to get started earlier tomorrow, and I will try to get on American Truck Simulator tomorrow. So yeah, have a good one until later or next time, and talk to you again soon. Bye bye.